Time in, fellow bats, and welcome to another episode of Theme Deck Corner. Today we are going to be finishing off our fall tins with Marshadow GX's Shadow Strike deck. If you guys are hyped and ready, please hit that like button down below, because it means a lot to us that you are doing so. And this is also going to be the very first video going up on VidMe, so if you guys have not checked that out, the link to the description, a link to it will be in the description below, so you guys can follow me over there. But anyway, let's get straight into this deck here. So Marshadow GX has 150 HP, is a fighting type Pokemon basic, and has this incredible ability called Shadow Hunt. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any basic Pokemon in your discard pile. So if he's already been knocked out, I can retrieve those powerful attacks and use them. He's also got Beatdown, 2 fighting, 1 colors is what's going to cost you, for 120 damage, which really is not all that strong. But he also has this Peerless 100 Blows GX attack for 1 fighting energy. We get to do 50 damage times the amount of basic energy already attached to Marshadow. So this can scale pretty high if you have a bunch of basic energies on him. Which you're going to need at least 3 for Beatdown, so you can hit for 150 now with the Peerless 100 Blows. But if you put another 1 or 2 on that, that gives you an opportunity to kind of knock out Gardevoir, knock out Metagross. But again, it's 1 attack with your GX, that's it. Now, unfortunately for this guy, his strongest ability, well, the strongest thing about this card is its ability. And I'll be honest with you, they didn't put him in a deck with a lot of strong basics. There's a whopping 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and none of them are over the top. So we'll start with Rayquaza. Now, Rayquaza's not bad. Rayquaza has 120 HP, is a colorless Pokemon, and has Turbo Storm. For 30 damage, you get, for 2 colorless energy, you'll do 30 damage, and you get to attach 2 basic energies from your discard pile to one of your bench mons, which is a really good attack. And then you also have Dragon Claw, 3 colorless, 80 damage. But there's nothing really here to pull out for Marshadow, because theoretically, I should not be using Marshadow to set up another Marshadow or set up another Pokemon. Marshadow should be the one I'm setting up to do the damage. So this does not work in that regard, so I can't use Rayquaza. Next basic Pokemon is Stuffle, who's got Tackle and Hammer in. Stuffle's not meant to be a it's not meant to be the main focus. The main focus is Beware, who's got 130 HP, colorless Pokemon, and has Rake It In. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw 3. So that's the only thing that Beware is really here for, and that's what Stuffle's here for, is to evolve, get 3 cards, and then go for Dangerous Blow, which is 3 colorless energy, 60 damage. If your opponent's active is a basic, it'll do 60 more. So that's the only thing that this stuff is for. Next up, the next basic is Machop. Dynamic Chop. 1 fighting, 1 colorless, 50 damage. He's a 60... There's nothing here to really pull from. And again, our biggest line will be the Machoke is really good for bench sniping. If Daunting Pose just lets you prevent all damage to bench Pokemon, including counters, which is really strong. And then you've got the Machamp here, 160 HP, it's a stage 2 obviously, has Settle the Score, 2 fighting, 20 damage. This attack does 80 more damage for each prize card your opponent took last turn, for a maximum of 180 damage, which is really cool. So if our Marshadow does go down, it has that ability to kind of just go in, knock something out, and we can kind of resume the game. We also have Submission, 3 fighting, does 150 damage, and this Pokemon does 30 damage to itself, which is kind of downside, but that's okay. And here's our next basic, which is Riolu. Again, nothing to go off of. We at least are getting the scaling, so if this guy does go, like if I lose a Riolu, Marshadow can use a 1/2 drop that isn't his GX attack. So, cool, I guess? But it's no damage. There's nothing really worthwhile to take. And then you've got Lucario here, 120 HP, fighting type, has Stance. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon until the end of your opponent's next turn. Has Submarine Blow, 3 fighting, 120. Not the best stage 1 in the game, I'll be honest with you. It has a free chance to kind of come in, not take any damage or effects, but that's it. It's not the most impressive, but Riolu isn't even all that great either. And then next up is Solrock, 90 HP fighting type, has double draw, so my Marshadow can double draw if I need it. But again, if I have Marshadow in the active position, it is to do damage. Double draw does not do that. Then I also have Solar Heat, 1 fighting, it's going to do 20 damage, and if there's a stadium in play, I get to do 20 more. So I have a maximum output of 40. So, in total, the only thing that will OHKO a Pokemon in this game is Peerless Underblows. The strongest attack barring that is Beatdown. Sorry, I lie. The strongest attacks after that are Machamps, Settle the Score, and Submission. So ideally, it would be a better idea, a better investment in this game to set up my Machamp. Because my Machamp actually will do more damage. It'll actually be able to get more ground covered versus the Marshadow, who really, I can drop 4 or 5 energies down onto this guy and be good for a Peerless Blow, and that's about it. So, needless to say, we'll move on. I'm not a big fan of the Pokemon line. Not a big fan of that. They could have done a little bit more with that. Next up, we have the trainers, which is Big Melisada, Heal 20, and Heal Special Condition, which is not great. Again, this deck has to go out in standard format. So, Big Melisada, 20 damage. When they're hitting me for 200 damage, I don't think 20 damage is going to save me. Special Conditions might, though. Special Conditions might. We have Great Ball. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal Pokemon from there and put it in your hand. So it's an alright card, not great. We do have a Max Potion, but my Marshadow has 150 HP. Most GX Pokemon nowadays have the ability to one-shot me. I doubt I'll be using that. We have the Multi-Switch. Move an entry from one of your bench Pokemon to your active. Cool. Again, not really the best thing in the world. We have a Pokeball. This thing is so meta. So meta! It is absurdly how powerful this card is. You get to flip a coin, guys, and if heads, you search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Okay. We have Potion. Heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Again, not really feeling these. I don't know why so much healing in this deck when I don't have high HP costs. We have Rescue Stretcher. Put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or shuffle 3 from your discard pile back into your deck, so that's not too bad. We have Switch. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench mons. Pretty standard stuff there. We get 1 Ultra Ball, guys, so we have the equivalent of 2, 4, 5 possible balls in this deck, and only one of them is the Ultra Ball. Okay, then. We do get 1 stadium. Brooklyn Hill is actually a very good stadium because it does let us draw fighting types, but we do gotta be careful if we go up against a water type deck because they can benefit from it as well. But ideally this lets us get a basic fighting type and put it onto our bench. So this gets us our Marshadow. This is a guaranteed Marshadow if I can get Brooklyn Hill, which is very, very nice. Now one thing I have to say right now, this deck actually has a Guzma. I'm very stoked because we finally have one. If you guys are going to be picking any of the 3 decks, this one alone has it for Guzma. I don't even have to try and go with the whole, but there's Ho-Ohs and there's other things. No, the Guzma's the best card probably in this whole deck. Ho-Oh is a strong card, Necrozma is a great tech, Marshadow, great tech. Guzma, best card in the deck. Just saying. Anyway, you get to switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active, and if you do, you switch your active with one of your bench. There you go. Great card. We've got a couple Hala, so if I use my GX attack early, I can draw 7 cards, or we shuffle our deck back in... No, shuffle our deck? No, we shuffle our hand back into the deck, and if we do, you draw 7 cards instead of 4, if I've used my GX attack. Okay, great. I'm completely all over the place today, don't worry about it. We have we have Lily, which I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Bapeachu revealed the new SM4 Lily. And she looks a lot better than this one. Just gonna say that now. I have to definitely invest in some Lily Full Arts in that one. But anyway, you get to draw cards until you have 6 in hand. If it's your first turn, you can draw 8, which is great. She's literally a shaman on a supporter, which is absolutely fine. We have Professor Kukui. You draw 2 cards during this turn. Your opponent's active Pokemon do 20 more damage. We might need that. We have Sophocles. You get to discard 2 cards, and if you do, draw 4. I don't like this one so much in this deck. It does not have a partner. Like in the last one, it partnered with Meowstic, where I could discard 2 cards and then get more cards, and Meowstic could do more damage. This one, not so much. We have Team Skull Grunt. Your opponent reveals their hand, and you get to discard 2 energies from it. Really good like game like turn 1, but other than that, not great at all. And we have weakness policy. Now, I kind of wish we had a different tool card for this guy, because he may be weak to Psychic, and yes, Psychic may be a big possible thing. But if you're going up against the Psychic deck anyway, they're going to one-shot you, because it's SPN Guard. They're going to knock you out. Anyway, we have 15 straight up fighting energy. That's what we have for energy today. Guys, this is our deck. This is what we will be using today in versus mode. Let me know your comments in the section below. Do you think we'll even possibly get a win with this? I personally don't think so. I don't think there's enough power in this deck. I really don't. Marshadow is great on his, but it's not great on his own. That's the thing. Marshadow does need a good supporting line. He has like Grandpa that he could call on, Tauros that he could draw on, all these wonderful GX mods that are basics. He could draw on them, and he doesn't get that. So needless to say, we're gonna see how this does on some versus ladder today. Alright guys, match number 1 is against Polka Dog playing that lightning deck. We might actually stand a small chance because we do have super effective here. But I ain't going to be counting my chickens before they hatch, because those eggs aren't hatching, guys. Those eggs are not hatching. My eggs are going to be safe in another basket today. Just don't have faith in this one. Now, we're even going to give my opponent the opportunity to mulligan, which is absolutely wonderful for him. Not so great for us, because this means it's a bit of a disadvantage. Anyway, as you can see, not high hope for this deck. Anyway, we took 4 mulligans? I haven't really got a whole lot I can discard, so I really don't want to sacrifice those fighting energies if I don't have to. And what I plan to do is I'll put them on Stuffle. If I get lucky and get Beware, that's great, because I can draw. And of course, he's got the Tapu Koko Flying Flip. This is going to do a lot of damage overall. This is going to hurt. So we see a Nest Ball that gets him the Oranguru, which is a fantastic card for him because it means he cannot be milled out. Has the max elixir, so you can just drop an energy down. So this tells me he is playing Tapu Koko because he does not mind having energy on that Oranguru. It means, hey, look, I can switch out if I need to, and then when Tapu Koko does end up in my hand, I can just play it and then switch it into the new active role, which is really cool. He actually gets rid of the new Raichu from Burning Shadows, which is the Eva Shock, and we are going to see a Pikachu come from this. He might be able to bring that back with a Rescue Stretcher. But he's gotten rid of a few things here. We are going to see a Skyla, which is going to net him 1 additional card. Does not want to support me for whatever reason, which is fine. I kind of want to use some of the cards anyway, because I have my Brooklyn Hill. I have a weakness policy that I can drop down. Not that it's going to matter in this game. Actually, it's one of the few cards. Like, these 2 cards here are things that I can just get rid of, because they're not going to do any good for me. We do see a second energy from the Max Elixir. No actual energy yet onto the main Tapu Koko, which is a little bit surprising, but it's alright. So we are going to drop a Riolu. I do want to just drop this down. I want to get my Marshadow out ASAP. If I can get both of them out before that stadium is gone, that would be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And this is weird. I'm going to drop this down onto you. I'll drop the weakness policy down just to say I've done it and pass. I don't need to use the multi-switch. I really do not want to use Stuffle. Beware is not going to be doing me any good. And unfortunately for me, unless I can get this guy out of the active position, Tapu Koko can easily do a lot of damage to my bench because my bench has no HP. Like, he needs, what, 6 attacks and he'll knock out my entire board? No, that's 8. That's 8. But still, we are going to see an end play here, which is absolutely wonderful for me. I'm very happy about that. I do get to kind of reset my hand. He might get a Tapu Koko, but there's not much I can do about that. So he does drop a nice energy down onto that Oranguru. He's got full set, and now all he needs to do is sacrifice 2, and he will be coming in here with a Tapu Koko GX. Now, I can Peerless Thunder here, or sorry, Peerless Thunder blows to get rid of it. That is a possibility here, because he'll take out Stuffle, And unless he Guzmas, which he really shouldn't at this point, he can't anyway. I can't knock him out now. Okay. And I did not get my other chance. So now he's got the Aether Paradise, so I cannot one-shot him at all. At all. This is really bad. This is really bad. My opponent has made a defensive wall against me, and there is not much I can do. And he hits for 140, which is literally 1 damage away from knocking me out. I did not get any energy from this. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, we do, so I'd like to get the other Marshadow out. Actually, should I just go for the Lucario and hold on for a full turn right now? Oh, I would if I could, but it's prized. Of course, the card I want is prized. What else is new? So we're going to drop another Marshadow down. We can go for a Great Ball, see if there's a Pokemon. There is. We will go for the Machop. This is kind of a line I do want to get going here, because if I can get the Machoke line here, it means I can at least keep myself from getting damage from the bench from this Tapu Koko up here. I do get a second energy, which is really what we were after. And my problem is now, if he does decide to Lysander, not Lysander, Guzma, my guy is very, very open to attacks. Let's see if we can get another Pokemon. We do, so I can at least get him a choke for the following turn, which is really good. This is way more, like, this is way stronger to me right now than the Machamp, as much as the Machamp would be really nice to have. But this Tapu Koko will be able to pick up another knockout here. There's not much I can do. But a third one would do 300 damage. And after, so you've got 240 and a resistance of 30. So I can still knock you out with that, which is not bad. It'll tie up the game, but that's only, oh no, here comes the Guzma. He actually goes into my other one, which I'm alright with. He is looking just to knock me out here. Why he wouldn't go into the one that has everything, I don't know. But I do have a third energy drop. Maybe he's setting up. I'm trying to clean some stuff up. I'm not 100% sure. But we are just going to evolve. And I have to go for a Holo here. And we have the switch. So we're going to go into our Marshadow that actually can do some damage here. We are going to go for the Peerless Underblows. If I'm right, this is 150 times 2. Are you weak to me? No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm making a very big mistake. I'm making a very big mistake by bringing this guy in here. I just made a very huge mistake. I'm gonna get some damage down. That's the best I can do. He can easily just GX attack me at this point. 50 damage times the amount of energy on both, all of my Pokemon, so that's 150 damage exactly, which will knock me out. I should not have brought this guy in. I made a huge misplay. I'm not going to deny that. And it'll cost me both my Marshadows for doing it. I constantly forget that the Tapus are not weak to anything. And he did just go for the GX attack. So I have unfortunately lost this match just due to that. And I am weak to this thing as well here. So I've lost this game just by breathing. We're going to go into our Riolu. And hope to damage something. I'm going to get 20 damage down. Hey, we started this match. But unfortunately, I did make a lot of misplays there. And again, the biggest one was not realizing that I didn't have weakness. I thought I did. And then, of course, the minute I've switched, I'm like, I don't have weakness. What am I doing? What am I doing? I could have waited. Could have gotten the Peerless Underblows up higher. But he has Guzma activity where I don't. I'm aware of the I'm aware of the mistakes. Nothing I could do there. And of course, he's already got this one lowered, so there's really no point in trying to set it up. I guess my big play is to kind of set up into Machamp, but at this point, he only needs one more attack, and that is just coming in with this guy, and he'll clean up. Like, 2 attacks, and this Marshadow does go down. That's what he was kind of setting up for. He was really hoping to just go for 1 attack, but I did potion. Which may save me. I doubt it. He does just pass. His Oranguru is stuck up here, which I am fine with. I'm going to take this time to kind of set up my Rayquaza to try and set up the Machoke line. I could just punt him for another 20 damage. Bam. If I can just get 1 prize here, I'm happy. But it ain't going to be from Riolu. I'm just going to say that now. Fighting Fury Belt down onto the Tapu Koko in the back. And if he has another Tapu Koko coming in, this will hurt a lot. This will hurt a lot. I really do like the Raichu tech in this, because Raichu does, like, when I play this from my hand, I can leave my opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed, which is really good for Tapu Koko. It gives him the secondary attack, or sort of like a secondary nature. And down goes my Rayquaza. Oh, man. So, he Guzma's in, he's not stuck at all, and we are in so much trouble. Because now all he needs to do is take out my Marshadow and he wins. Guarantees wins. So we're going to hit this thing for nothing because it's resisted. Because of the stadium. And because I only get 1 stadium in the whole deck, I cannot counter it. So me playing my stadium turn 1 was not a great idea. But it was what I had to do to get Marshadow out. Unfortunate. But this guy here, he just needs to Guzma, take out my Marshadow, and this will be the game. He decides to actually just take out my Riolu, and this is like a complete and utter wash at this point. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to Peerless Under Blows, because that's what I can do. We'll use the pretty full, like the pretty energy. Go for that Peerless Under Blows. I will do 20 damage. I did 110, and I did 150 total damage this game. Now, I'll bite! My immediate reasoning for losing my main attacker was because of weakness. And it's just a common mistake. When you see a lightning-type Pokemon, you immediately think they're weak to it. This one wasn't. It's not weak to anything. So that was my own fault. I make mistakes. Does happen. But we're going to see if I can get at least some renewal in my game in the next match. Welcome back to match number 2. We're playing Bizarro. It does not look... I did not see the little psychic emblem, so we may not have Tapu Lele in that deck. I don't know. This will be a very weird little episode here. But we will see how it does in today's matchup. Let me know in the comment section below how you would like to see these videos from here on out. Because obviously these decks do not work in current standard. Just based on common factors of how the Ho deck did, how the Necrozma did, and how this one is currently working out, barring the fact that I made a few misplays in the last match. They just don't do so hot. So I'd like to hear in the comments what you guys would like to do. Like, maybe I could just do like a round robin of each one versus each other. Sort of thing, like get a partner involved, get the decks involved, like that. That would be kind of cool. Maybe that's the best one, to see which one out of the gauntlet does better out of each personal deck. We'll see. Maybe that's a better way of doing these. But anyway, my opponent does mulligan, which is great for me. Now, unfortunately, he is going to be playing first, so he can end my little extra prize away. So I'm hoping... Yes, okay, so we got a Riolu, which is absolutely wonderful. It means I did not lose out on that additional prize. My opponent does have Tapu Koko here. Now, the advantage here is Tapu Koko is weak to fighting. So if I can get myself down an extra energy or something, I could be okay. But it's not going to be the case. He is now going to go for 3 additional Pokemon. Could be a lot of things. Could be... It's fairy related. It's grass related. There's a lot of Pokemon in here that could be. I see the electric representation. Show me the grass and show me the fairy, because I don't know what they are. I really don't. This Bridget is telling, like, is Golisopod. I didn't see the dark part. Wow. So it's Golisopod Weavile? Interesting setup. Energy drop over down onto that Wimpod, and I'm expecting to see a nice switch to my turn. Alright, so that's great. So we do get a Brooklet Hill here. I'm gonna grab a Machop because I want to get some damage reduction in the back so that that Weavile can't just spread game and win. I think I'm actually going to sacrifice my fighting energy here. I'm kind of happy I did. I got them a Machamp, which really is not going to matter too much. I can drop this down. And unfortunately, I do not have a basic Pokemon in the discard, so the only thing I can use is Peerless Blows, and I'm not about to do that here. So, here's another thing. Without additional Pokemon in the discard pile, Marshadow is really not great early game. So we are going to see an end, which does not affect me too much. I was hoping to get more cards, and this is just going to keep my Guzma for late game, which I'm better with. I got that Machamp back. I don't know if that means anything, but I got it back. We are going to see Golisopod come in. We are going to see that our opponent now has the ability to have 2 Galisopods. Oh boy. And now has the ability to just retreat, come into Golisopod, and hit me for a lot of damage. A lot. A lot. And again, I can't switch yet because this thing is has been my active from the get-go, so I kind of got stuck in here. I really should be protecting. Like, here's the problem: I have to use a Max Potion. How do I set up here? Okay, let's set up the one in front and use it as like a dummy, and I'm gonna set up the back Marshadow. Like, I'm many turns behind now. I don't even bother needing to set that because, well, okay, I'll set that up. Unfortunately, Marshadow is weak to Tapu Lele, so if for whatever reason I did not see it because he's just got so many things going for him, I want to make sure that I'm at least not weak to Tapu Lele. Oh, Guzma's my other one in. Now he'll be able to switch, and I'll be taking more damage on the current active one. I'm now, like, so far behind. Double Colorless Energy, this is going to knock out. During your opponent's next turn, I take... Okay, so it's not a knockout. Yes, it is. Golisopod one-shots me. I have no energy on the board. This is bound to happen. In a sense, it's a good thing that I... actually didn't let him take my first one, because I wasn't going to get to keep it anyway. I need cards. So we've got another energy. I got them a choke, which I just put in the active position. Let's get a Ray. Because the Ray might be able to keep us coming back, but I doubt it. I've got 3 fighting energy in the game already. He's got Tapu Koko who can hit me for weakness. This is already hard. He's got a good setup, like a great board position. He can just switch out, take out, and yeah, there's not much I can do. There's not much I can do here. Now, I got a couple Hala, I got a Stuffle, but in terms of like looking at a win condition here, like I don't have a win condition. He just takes out my Machop, which was my defense line, which is now gone. That was my mistake, though. I didn't think of which to sacrifice. I don't have a double colorless for Rayquaza, so I can't set that up right away. And if he takes this thing out, all he needs to do is take out my like, there's no right way to do this, because if he takes out Ray, like, if he even takes out Riola right now, he'll go down to 2 prizes. I don't have enough time to set up Rayquaza because he'll just go after Marshadow, right? So I should just drop the energy down here and then at least hope to get an attack off next turn. that is the thing, I guess. We'll drop down Stuffle. I really don't want to play any of these supporters because I want my hand. I don't want to lose my ability to have potential more damage, and it's Guzma. I don't really want to get rid of that right now. So I unfortunately am just going to pass. Now, he can knock out my Riolu, no problem. He can go in between if he wants. But his best bet is just to go for an armor press, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to knock it out. And regardless of the sake, I'm going to probably lose my mod here. Whew. You have 210 HP. I don't even come close to knocking you out. Let's send up the Stuffle. I get another fighting energy. I can rescue and put the Pokemon back in the deck. But again, this really is not going to do anything. The problem with these decks is you get hit with so much pressure right off the get-go with how Standard plays right now. Because the GX format is so powerful. And these strong basics really don't do much. Ho-Oh's the best one out of the three, for sure, if you're just going for strong basic. But without a Q, like a guarantee, and here's game. So he goes into his Golisopod. He may not be able to knock me out because he's already used his GX attack. No, he's got a choice band. I don't know what I'm talking about. First impression knocks me out. There's the game. But with these decks, like I get overwhelmed so fast. Like it may look like I've got a bit of an advantage, but then I just don't have anything. Like I'm using Pokemon that they're not playable. The Riolu and Lucario, not playable. Beware, amazing card in Theme Deck format. One of the best cards in Theme Deck format right now. But it's not competitive in Standard. I'm not even going to talk about the Solrock. It didn't even show up today. Rayquaza, if you're not running double colorless energy, it's not fast. And that didn't work out. And there was nothing here that actually warranted use out of the Marshadow. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I know it wasn't the best video in terms of battles, but it just showcased how strong this deck really was. It's not. Now again, let me know if you guys have better luck with it in Standard yourselves, or if you guys have rebuilt it, taken apart the pieces. But in my opinion, you're only looking at this one if you haven't got yourself a playset of Guzma, and you haven't got yourself a playset of Marshadow. Marshadow is a fantastic card. Do not let this deck underwhelm you in that regard. Marshadow is a very strong card, and you can use it in so many different ways. It is a fantastic tech. Actually, all three GX Pokemon, if you have not picked them up, please do so in that regard alone. The tins give you those three Pokemon, and in their own way, all three Pokemon are fantastic. Necrozma have fantastic tech, especially if you're doing spread damage. Marshadow, fantastic if you're using big basics, and you can use those attacks with him. Even Night March, he's the fantastic king to Night March now because it's just a nice new tech for him. And then you've also got Ho-Oh, who, as we all know, is a fantastic Standard deck right now in Ho-Oh Salazzle. So, if you haven't picked up those cards, definitely do that. But if you're picking them up for these decks, don't buy them for the decks. They're not great. But that is my opinion. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have had better luck with them than I have. But that is going to be it for today's episode. If you guys are brand new here, please hit that subscribe button. And if you guys are new to me over on VidMe, please hit that follow button. It means the world to me that you guys come out and watch videos on both of the channels. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Time out.